Hello, everyone. Hello, PMP aspirants. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for coming here online to listen about PMP. Today, we're going to talk about PMP and its importance. Let me set up some of the basic stuffs today. Will help you to learn more about the importance of PMP and what's the benefit of doing this PMP. And again, how it's going to help you in a career. Let's see some factors about PMP and we'll see how ShriLearning can help you. Both the factors we're going to cover now. Quickly, we'll bring up some screen for you. Here it goes. Okay. Hope you got the screen. Yep, here it is. Okay, quick touch up here. First of all, thanks for all the people watching here. And it's a good Sunday. It's raining well in Bangalore, feeling fantastic weather. Hope you're all doing great. And this pandemic has put things ups and down. I'm sure we are recovering. We are coming back. We are healthy. We are good. Take enough care of yourself and people around you. That's pretty important. Now, when this is happening, we should also look into our career path and growth. After this pandemic has happened, many people started looking into how can I improve myself? When I say how can I improve myself, I'm getting more extra time now. This is a belief system now. Hey, Shriram, what do you mean by extra time? So what happened is, after this pandemic happened, and country like India, where the travel has reduced a lot, we may not go to office most of the time, staying on the roadside. We kill the time there. Now that time has been saved, and some other factors which delay in office hours that also got delayed. Saved. Now what happened is we have sufficient time for ourselves. People can do exercise. People can read some books. People can think about their passionate side. I'm seeing a lot of change the last few months, or at least in a year. People started looking into what I have to do to make myself a better person. When they do that, a person who crossed 3 years, 4 years, 8 years, 15 years of experience in corporate, definitely they want to go to the next milestone. Could be a leadership role, managerial role in a corporate. Now, if you want to do that, there are certain suggestions in the market what to do. One, by experience, you get it. You go to that role. What else can be done? Maybe you can go for an MBA with a reputed institute. MBA is really, really good at the top level if you're going to the better institute in the world. But the problem behind that is it's going to consume your time. It's going to consume some money as well. Also, sometimes you have to sacrifice your job and go for an MBA if it is a full-time MBA. Now, the next alternate question is what next thing I can do which can help me? Of course, I have experience. I cannot go for an MBA now. What is the next one? When you say next one, obviously the first choice goes to PMP, Project Management Professional Certification. So who can do this? Anyone more than 3 years of experience, and I can go limitless. It can be 20 years, 30 years of experience. Now, the people who look for leadership or management role are looking into how can they materialize it in the sense of getting into the better job in their career path. So now the person who generally possesses a managerial knowledge has to go for this managerial track who come for the PMP learning. That doesn't mean that you should always be a manager to learn PMP. You may be a person of any domain, working in any role, but you are part of the project team. You listen to the project terminologies. You are part of contributing to the project team. You become a project team member. Now you can get into PMP. Now, but the thing is, a person have an experience, may know the jargons, may know the language of PMP. A person who coming very new here will take at least another couple of weeks to learn the terminology, if not almost same. The point I want to convey here is, in this pandemic time, when you have a bandwidth for yourself and looking at the market trend, would expect everyone to go for this course and learn how do you tune yourself to a good manager or a good leader. I will cover some points here to give a highlight about why PMP is important or why it is top rated. I'll give some hints and then we'll talk about how can you learn it from ShriLearning. Both the points I'll cover now. Once again, thanks all for the people from the YouTube watching here. I appreciate it. If you have subscribed, thanks for subscribe. Or if not subscribe and leave comments about what you'd like to learn about PMP. We'll try to help you more. Let me move a little more. So why generally people go for PMP? First thing, I always use the word satisfaction, that is a self-accomplishment. Some come here for getting certified for a better job. Some come here to get to know that what kind of job they do, are they doing it perfectly? I may be a manager in a software engineering company, or I may be a manager in a manufacturing. I may be leadership team in a different finance segment. The point here is, am I doing my job to the role which is given to me? Am I capable of it? Am I doing that in the right direction? Many learn this course called PMP or a project management course in different institutions, or like a Prince 2 comes into picture, or you have some other management courses, maybe MBA. Whatever you learn, the point here is to get a self-accomplishment, self-satisfaction that, yes, I'm doing it perfectly. So that's the first thing you get when you learn a PMP. So Shriram, we don't get a certificate. I don't get a better job. Of course, it's coming in the order. But for me, the first thing is when you learn something like this in a professional way, in an international terminology, you get a hold of the subject. You come to know that, hey, this is the way it should work. Now I too learned it. I can communicate that. I can speak that language. If two PMP qualified people talking to each other, they can talk that language, which is going to make it pretty faster. And also you follow the systematic approach to get the results. The first thing goes is self-satisfaction towards what you do. That's the first thing. But Shriram, is it enough? No. The very important thing which I want to talk is jobs. PMP is in highly demand in the market. How highly? That's what I'm going to show in a few minutes of time. But for now, in the job market, there is a heavy competition when it comes to managerial and leadership role. Why? One is it's an interesting role. Other one is the package is pretty high. So everyone who crosses 5 years, 6 years, 8 years, 10 years, 15 years, want to grab a job which will make you call as a leader, as a manager, better package. Okay, that's one portion. Now, how this PMP is going to help you? First thing, as I said at the beginning, you will start speaking the management and leadership language. The language is very important. Many of us work in this industry, but when I put you in a spot to answer certain things, you may be talking in a language which may not be considered as an international terminology. Shriram, is international terminology important? Of course, it is important. When I talk to a person from Canada who knows management, if I speak the same language, what he or she can understand, it's going to help me to move the job a little faster. Also, a corporate recruit a person who knows project management with a professional certification. They're pretty clear. They don't need to sit and educate him or her. They tell them that, hey, there is a management project starting here. Why don't you start here? Start a project charter. Why don't you come up with the product backlog? Why don't you do a WBS? So the wordings goes pretty faster and the job moves pretty smooth. Now the market is looking for people who can speak that language, who can work on that concepts. So job search is going to become pretty easy. Easy means, will I get a job immediately? I would say no. The point here is, when you have a certification with you, chances are out of 10 resume, your resume can be taken inside the interview room. I keep telling this most of the candidates who reach out to me, telling that don't think the moment you get the PMP, the world is going to call you, give you millions and millions of dollars and give a job. No. Shriram, is it a little hard, man? You're saying no. What I mean is, when you get a PMP certification, out of hundreds and thousands of resume coming up in the market, your resume will be picked up for interview. This PMP will take you inside the interview room. Nowadays, getting inside the room itself tougher. The first thing, it will take to interview room. Now, second thing is, you have a self-confidence that you know things. So self-confidence, and you went inside the room. What is next? Now it's up to you. Your domain knowledge, your interpersonal skills, this is what going to give you a job, not PMP, right? So point here is, PMP will take you inside the interview room. Is it a big deal? If you ask me, of course. Now with the current trend, first of all, a resume getting picked up is a big thing. After picking up, you should be shortlisted to the interview room. That's another big stuff. Now this bridge can be crossed through PMP. For this reason, many people approach. So Shriram, I am from manufacturing, construction, this domain. You can be any domain in the world. Every domain need a manager, a leader, somebody can organize things. So that will be you. If you have doubts, just reach out. We'll be happy to help you. Now let's see some more stats about PMP. Let me go a little more. Money factor. Okay, this is an important factor, right? So whenever I see a person who is preparing for management or not concerned about preparing for management, some tell that, Shriram, I have experience, man. My experience will speak. Why should I go for this kind of classes? If I tell you, I want to tell you that, man, you're missing something. When I say missing something, you are going to be a little back. You are potentially losing 20% increase in your salary. Are you sure? Yes, I have even tell that 20 to 35%. This is actually starts by the group. They say 20% difference is there if you don't have a professional certification. The two current trend in the market is you should possess some professional certification in the last 2 years or 3 years of time. If not, your appraisal cycle will have a problem because they consider that you don't have a passion towards learning something. It can be technical learning also. I'm not saying always PMP. You can learn technical learning also. But point here is, if you are managerial track, if you decided to go in that track, I'm sure you should possess this skill. Now on the right side, you can see that the median salary for PMP holders across 42 countries, the stats has been collected, surveyed 22% higher than the person who don't have the certificate. So almost 20-22 range. That's a range we are going to live different from other person. This is a minimal I'm telling. Personally, for me, it has gone different levels of percentage. That's a different story. Now, again, I'll give a warning here. I don't want to keep marketing as if everything is all good, right? But I'll tell you the points also. There are people who possess PMP certificate, but they don't know how to materialize it. So you should be a person who can speak up the language, what you learned. So getting certificate, keeping under the file will not give you all. You have to implement what you learn. You have to speak up for yourself. That's why I say at the beginning, you will get a amount of self-satisfaction on what you do. It means you implement on the job what you learn. People start seeing you, the efficiency of your communication, efficiency of behaving with the people, efficiency of customer interaction, efficiency of proper timely delivery with the quality in a systematic approach. People start feeling that this guy has some system in place. So now that gives you other factors growth. Pretty important. Let's go a little more. Let's go into more of the factors. Here it goes. Now comes the interesting factors from PMI. PMI talent gap. There are certain factors covered in the last few years. From 2008, PMI Institute, that is Project Management Institute, survey around bunch of countries to understand how the demand is there for a project management. Generalized. They're not talking about PMP only, generally for project management. Now, what they did is they made a stats which going to see up to 2030, right? So by 2030, just 77 million project management employees out of the current workforce due to retirement. Many bunch of people going to go out of the retirement. Okay, let's talk about how many people are working in project management industry, how many is needed. By this, you'll come to know that, do I need to learn management or I will survive as it is? Now, we are in 90 million rank. Okay, we are in 90 million. Here we are, 90. Now, the expectation is 102 million when in 2030. So definitely 12 million increase going to be there. But the market says that we need 25 million. How come 25 million? Okay, now point here is telling that new employees are driven by expansion and 13 million driven by retirements. We are expecting this much of people going to get retired and we need that place refilled. Okay, keeping in mind nearly 20 to 25 million of new project management jobs, not junior role. We're talking about project management relevant and leadership jobs. In which domain? You can see the industries where they did a survey. It could be manufacturing, construction, finance, insurance, information technology or information, publishing, management, professional services, oil and gas, and utilities. It goes further. You may be falling in and around in this domain or industries or related domains. Now, what's the message here? The message here is from now, 2019, already it's gone, now 2021, till 2030, there is a heavy demand. That too, they're telling that due to pandemic, there is some slowness in filling the places. Now, once the pandemic opens, market is going to open crazy for the qualified professionals, right? So the demand is pretty high as per the stats from PMI Institute, right? So now this makes pretty interesting. Now, Shriram, do I need to believe these stats and work? Of course, we have to, because this PMI Institute is not it's not a simple institute, right? They have a very reputed value. So when they publish some data, there'll be meaning behind that. So they have spent time around multiple industries to collect information. How many people needed currently, how many will be in the future, and how many people are retiring out of this job, and what nature of project management is going to be there. And they even have a region-based details. I'm going to share in a minute of time. The message is, yes, there is a demand. Now, why I have to put this is many people have a question. I'm putting my money, I'm putting my time in this classes, learning process. Is it really worth it? Because if I'm going to spend another 5 years in the same company, I'll get promotion. If anybody have a thought like that, I have to tell you, those days are gone. I have heard this in my junior level office life, telling that if somebody stayed in the same place for 4 years, you may get a promotion to be a senior person, senior role, then become a team lead, then become a manager, senior manager. Because of your age, because you are sitting in the same seat for a long time, you will get a promotion. I believe nobody is doing that now. No one is doing like that. The things have changed. So now what's the message now? It's not going to come and knock your door, tell, hey, you will get a promotion. No, you have to prove every day. You have to prove. In fact, going forward, your survival itself needs this kind of learning process. It's not about the promotion. Leave the promotion. If you want to survive in the job, you should possess the skill. If you don't possess the skill, chances are you may not get even your hike system, or sometime you'll be put into moving out system, right? Possible. Now, it's not about everybody is going to get trouble, but there is some expectation in the market now. You should possess technical and also managerial knowledge together. Don't think only managerial knowledge will help everything. You should definitely learn domain and technical factors also. Okay, let's talk a little more. We'll go a little more. Here it goes, right? So now look at here, the region. Okay, this stats talk some factor. Okay, I know a lot of numbers details here. I'll try to help you. Now, what is happening is the stats talks about GDP. I believe you all know what is GDP. If not, just Google it and find what is GDP. A potential loss of $345.5 billion globally. 345 billion, huge money loss because of this talent gap. You may tell them, hey, Shriram, recruit me, man, I'll fill this gap. Yeah, they want to recruit you. But at the same time, the world is having this much of gap and problem in variety of regions that the job need is very high, but the availability is very less. The demand and supply is pretty far. Then you'll be surprised, then why I'm not getting the job? Of course, that question, everybody has it. So probably you have to check out why I'm not getting the job. But the point here is the gap is pretty high. Why I have to tell this message is there are some people a bit scared. Will I get the job? Is the market going down? Because of pandemic, everything's changing. No, the market will be same. Things will recover in another 6 months, 1 year. And then things will start rolling as usual. And you will see crazy demand happening. That time you shouldn't feel that, oh my God, I should have done it. I should have prepared it. So now get ready from 2030. You may be the age of 30, 40, 50. Now it's a right prime time in your life. The next 10 years or 15 years of prime time to prove your talent, maybe earn better money, better wealth, better health. Now, how to do that? Understand which region you live and which region you are targeting. Shriram, I want to be there in Canada in the next 5 years. I want to be in India like this. I want to be in China like that. So you know where you want to go, what kind of domain you work, and look at how much demand is there. Look at the demand area here. If you see here, South Asia, they call India. So 28.1. I mean, talking about the billion, the GDP loss if you don't have the effective leadership or managerial team. China has a huge share. China is having amazing demand for leadership and management. Two countries are top listed. One is China, other one is India. There's crazy demand. Before pandemic also, China was top listed. After pandemic also top listed. but they have their own way of learning process. Either they catch up or they lose the business, or China has to come out and take people from outside. No other go. Some years back, America did this. America want a lot of talent, but they don't have everything with them. They started spreading across. They went to Brazil, they went to Mexico, they went to India, Indonesia, Pakistan. They went to multiple places to catch up things. Some countries stabilize a relationship, some left the relationship. Now China is in that stage. Now they have to go out, get the talents. So now where will come? Again, it will come to you. They'll knock your door. Hey, I'm from here. Can you please help? Today, you feel many countries having problem, border issue, all happen. Another 5-10 years, people forget it and things will start moving forward. Business will happen. It's a global village. Now you have to start preparing yourself. You should know what all happening. If you'll be surprised to see here, sub-Saharan, so there is something like Nigeria, South Africa. The supply is more than the demand. Look at here, it's going minus. The supply is more than the demand. It means that much of youngsters are getting ready to fill up that positions what they want. It's going good. Supply is good. Really good, right? Supply is good. Now, chances are that we have to recruit people from there to country like China, or it could be from India, could be from America, North America. We have to do that. Now, point here is the demand is there. I'm keep pressing that point. Demand is very high for professionals in these countries. What you're talking is for up to 2030. We are only in 2021. Yeah, we have a long way to go. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting stats. Now, a little more information. I know a lot of stats coming up. A little more information to make you feel good. The point what I want to share here is tell you the stats. The reason is you should know that there is a real demand happening. It shouldn't be somebody writing an article on the internet telling that there is a demand, no demand. No. These all stats collected by all the professionals in the world to see how much things are moving around. Now, if you watch it here, we talk about the retirement. Okay, retirement is a big thing. I don't know how many of you observed it. Retirement rates are larger source of job. I believe you agree, and openings for more developed economies. Now, retirement is a big stuff. Okay, in another 10 years, they're expecting huge amount of retirement can happen in some segment. If you see the color code given as the darkest retirement, and the workforce expansion is going to be there. If you see South Asia, the expansion is pretty high. Okay, whereas in China, some portion is there. Look at the Europe, retirement is pretty high. So some of the areas, see, we are living in a global village now. Shriram, what is a global village? You cannot tell that, man, I'm sitting in India. Will I get a job in Europe? Will I get a job in China? Things are changing. Imagine the last few months of life, what we are living. If you are a computer-based job, I'm not telling all are computer-based. If you're a computer-based job, you can work any job, any part of the world. Now, if now itself we have this much, we're doing a recording on 2021. I'll tell you this video, if I look 4 years later, this will be one of the craziest. They'll tell that my technology has changed a lot. In next 4 years, technology is going to be drastically changing. Why? Because always when something happens in the world, things will change. Second World War came in. Many management concepts changed. Many mathematical calculations changed. Many way of constructing roads and bridges changed. It's all because of Second World War. A World War teach a lot of lesson for people. Now, almost something like that happening now called pandemic. Of course, not a war, it's a pandemic. Now, this will have impact in 4 to 5 years. Second World War, it took 20, 30 years to get the impact. Now, with the technology, within 4 years, impact will be great. I'll tell you in 2025, we live in a different technology model. That time, people like you needed the top level. In next 4 or 5 years, if some furthermore you're experienced you are. Now imagine with your experience, you have a qualification and you're able to apply for the right thing, you are in the right place. I'll tell you, you are the most luckiest person to know that we have a demand for 10 years. Whereas my parents, if I ask them, they don't know. They don't read these stats 50 years back. They don't know what kind of market they live. They just go to the job, get the salary, get some hike, and come back, live the life. But we have a facility to read and understand something is happening in the market. Get ready. Only thing we ask you is get ready. If you're not ready, the bus will go. Then you have to feel, oh my God, I didn't do that, right? So that's a point. So that's about the demand happening here. I know I've given a lot of stats here. Message I want to convey here is, it's coming on your way. Get ready. Because of pandemic, there is some slight delay, but it's going to happen. Okay, now, okay, what I gave is the stats about PMP. Very good. PMP, not only PMP, it's about general project management. Project management is always a demand. Okay, you call it as adaptive, predictive, agile, scaled agile, ACP, PMP, Prince2. These all institutions who want to earn money. Okay, let them earn money. But the point is the concept is important. You read in any institute, people don't bother. Do you have the language? Do you have the message? That's important. But PMI stands a little top on that because of the reputation of their quality content and quality examination. That's the reason people go for PMI Institute. What is PMI? Project Management Institute. But if you feel that, no, Shriram, I can't sit and read this exam, this much of tough exam, I'll read the easy exam. Go and read it, but read it with the depth knowledge. Because of the exam toughness is not there, don't just like the right exam come out. Anything, learn with the depth. It's very important. Now, why PMP is more interesting? Now, what happened is you can see three topics here: people, process, and business. Any business or any organization in the world go around only these three topics. PMI Institute created something called people, process, and business environment. In that, they give a heavy focus towards people. Now, PMI Institute, what they did is in PMP from 2021, they brought in agile concepts. The world is vibrating with agile. So PMI Institute is not backward, right? They know what to do. Last 4 or 5 years, they keep talking agile in their books, but now they brought it to exam. Repeat again, they were talking in the books. In PMBOK 6th edition, they're talking agile, but they didn't bring in the exam. From 2021, they heavily brought in the exam. Now, what happened is anyone in the industry, could be construction, infrastructure, could be a pharma person, software engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, a chartered accountant, everyone who is learning PMP know how to do agile management. They know how to handle people efficiently. Now, the reason of this certificate being highly demanded is the quality of the content. I will tell you, even though I do a lot of certifications, even though a lot of classes I take, one of the most respected content is PMP. The reason is if they take one topic, they'll go till the depth. If they take a people, they'll go full depth. They talk about the interpersonal skills, efficient communication, efficient listening skills. They talk about conflict management, right? They talk about emotional intelligence, empathy. They go all the angle. You can do this in MBA. Maybe it'll take a 1 year of time, but here you will sit and learn in a couple of weeks or maybe 5 weeks. You get equipped. Process. They talk about how to do schedule management, cost management, product backlog, sprint planning. They talk all the factors of how to handle the process. And the business factor of how do you add a business value? What's the revenue? How do you earn value? What are you going to give to the customer? Now, these three segments, they didn't restrict you with reading one book. They given 11 reference books. I mean, including PMBOK 7th edition. 11 or 10 reference books are there. You flip the books, you get the knowledge, and you become a person who can handle things. You know, when you clear the PMP, you become a person who can handle an organization. You can run a company. Believe me, you can run a company. That's the level you get the knowledge. Now, if you come to that level, can't you get a better job in the market? I'm sure you will get it. You can demand your package. Okay, quick thing. So what you saw here is PMP is a term. What I mean is you get a better amount of satisfaction on the job what you do. First thing. Everyone comes to me, tell that Shriram, you get a high salary, new job, country change. It's all fine. But for me, first thing is whatever work you do with amazing satisfaction. How do you do that? When you know what you do, how do you do? It gives happiness. Second thing comes about the job factor. Yes, job is going to be, it's going to be high demanded in the market. At the same time, you become a potential candidate to pick up. How do they pick up? The 3-letter word suffix. Having your name and having a suffix as PMP, I'll tell you, it has a value. Shriram, how do you know that, man? Because I got it. I got multiple changes in my job. Then I have to do a lot of stuff around us. I don't know how many things changed in the last 4 or 5 years after PMP. Many things changed, but consciously to involve. I'll give this disclaimer at the bottom. You have to consciously involve. You can't take it for granted. I got a PMP. Now somebody's going to knock the door and give me $10 million. No, you have to involve. But in the classes, when you learn the subject, you automatically get the ability. You feel that I'm having that potential. Let me do that. The subject is good. Exam content is good. The market demand is pretty high. And also the market demand next 10 years is going to be high, not now. So get ready for this subject. Pretty important. Good. Let me see YouTube viewers. Do you have any questions on this area before I tell how can we help you, right? I'm seeing, okay, is there any contact to discuss career guidance? Shriram, yes, you can reach out for career guidance. There is a number you can see in the bottom of the slide, what we share. There is a mobile number. Reach out the number or reach out support@shrilearning.com. We give career guidance as well. Thanks for that. And yeah, please post question if I want to help you on any area of PMP knowledge. Okay. By the way, for the PMP, if you just Google it and type out what is PMP, why PMP, you will find a number of articles. Okay. So why I want to put this video specifically now is the market change and market demand is pretty high. Many don't realize that it is needed. Many don't read articles in a right direction. So I want to tell you that there is always a demand. Not now, always a demand. But now the demand is peaking high. I'll tell you by 2022, 2024, you will feel that, wow, I did in the right time. I'm getting a right job. So it's going to mount heavily. So get ready. Why again I'm pressing now? You are in work from home. Going forward also, the life going to be hybrid model. What do you mean by hybrid model, Shriram? Maybe 2 days you'll go to office, 3 days you'll stay at home and work. That's a model going to be in future. You won't go to office every day. If you're a computer-based jobs, other jobs, construction things, you have to go, no other go. Now, what I mean is you are finding your own time. You waited for this from your school and college days, telling that I don't have time. Now you have the time. Even now, if you don't do this, generation will start scolding you. Man, you didn't do it properly, right? So be careful on that, work out on that part. Okay, let's move a little more. Now, why ShriLearning? What's the benefit of doing with us on the course? Okay, if somebody don't know about us, we ShriLearning. We conduct project management classes on PMP, agile courses, and some of the interesting leadership thought process we do, also career guidance we do. So what we do primarily here, we educate you on project management classes. Shriram, is a classes very important? Can I just do a self-study? I will go to some online and learn that 35 contact hours, right? You guys are giving 35, that I will get on my own. If you're worried about only 35 contact hours, PMP is not meant for it. PMP is meant for subject. 35 contact hours, yes, you can get anywhere, but the subject knowledge is very important. If you don't get the context of the subject, even if you complete PMP successfully, you will go to the interview room, but you will not clear the interview. Oh man, that's hard. Seriously. I have people who cleared PMP, but when I ask them something, when I ask them to do something, they don't know. The reason is they didn't learn depth. They were a book mug up, clear the exam. That will not help you. You have to go to interview room. When you attend the interview, the company person should ask you, when can you join our company on that interview itself? If you can prove that, it means some essence have gone inside. That essence we can give in the classes, telling what subject is all about, how to learn with the right examples, right scenarios, right workshop. That's what we do here. What does you do? They give 3 C's for in ShriLearning. What are 3 C's? First thing, high clarity of what you want to achieve in your life. That is a goal setting, clear goal of, it's not only PMP, right? PMP is a stepping stone. From here, you have to achieve something big in your life. PMP is one of the certificate, man. The PMP alone will not make your life happy. You need something to move forward. So first stepping stone is PMP, giving heavy clarity, high clarity, what you want to achieve. And then top of that, clarity of the subject, what you're going to achieve very clearly. Because in this PMP, we found that many people have a confusion, what book to read, how to read, what is the exam pattern. And if a PMBOK 7th edition comes in, exam will change or not. Lot of confusion. So we'll give a high, heavy clarity. Then what do you do? Second C, we give something on competency. What is a competency, man? A person having clarity is very important. What do you want to achieve? On what you want to achieve, you should possess a competency. I strongly believe these 2 C's should be with you. First thing, what I want to achieve. Second thing, how do I achieve it? You should have the competency. Competency means domain specific knowledge. We do sessions regularly where you have to listen to that, get a knowledge. It's not only with the ShriLearning, right? You can learn anywhere, but point here is get the competency. As I said earlier, if you go to interview, you should clear it. If you do a job, quality should be there. How do you get it? only by listening to better sessions. Then what? Giving specific concentration. Knowingly and unknowingly, I did psychology years back. I don't know why I did psychology, but with my classes, psychology helps a lot. I'm able to give some knowledge to the people, telling that how you should focus on your studies, how you should focus on your career path. Because the age of between 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, prime age, 25 to 45, okay, earning and settling in life. But the same age is the age where you get a lot of distraction, lot of confusion, what to do, how to do, lot will happen. Now, some sort of streamline is needed here. Some set of focus needed here. I'll tell you, between 25 to 45, you did a good job. Rest next 20, 30, 40 years is going to be an amazing thing. And your family will be happy. Now, how to achieve this? There should be some way of achieving, right? There are some people achieving it. Don't think that everybody is suffering. There are people who are achieving it in 25 to 45. Now, our aim is to make you focus on that, make it happen. Okay, this is something interesting we try to do in the classes. Then what we do, we give a study plan for you. What is a study plan? Shriram, this is school days, man. School days only they give study plan. Of course, but PMP, we need it because our content is pretty vast. So you will get sometimes diluted. Where to start, what to read, will be a lot of confusion. So there is a study plan specific for you. What kind of number of days you're going to prepare? What way of you reading? How many hours you have to read? It will be very individual. It will be very much for you, especially, right? Customized for you. A study plan will help you. Even if you don't do with our institution, we still give study plan for them, telling that, hey guys, get the plan, start reading. The reason is, I know there is a kind of a gap, what you read in the books and how do you prepare in a systematic way, there is a gap. So we try to help with the plans which can put you on the right track. That's one of the things which you can take. Then what do you do? Very interesting area. This is a very interesting area. We have a system in place where you get everyday question posted to you, daily questions. So what is daily questions? There will be a communication over the WhatsApp, daily PMP questions you will get where you can answer it. Every day 10 questions will be posted. You will answer the question. We will discuss the question. And what else we do? Every week we have a test, weekly test. This is one interesting factor. What happened is recently PMI Institute, last 1 year, they made the exams online. Until then, it was only center-based exam. They made online, it became called proctor exam, where you have to sit in front of somebody and write the exam. So now people are not used with this pattern. Now you have to practice it. How do you do? You practice on a weekly exam, sitting in front of me, writing exams, and we'll talk about those questions in this weekly program. That's going to be an eye-opener for you. I'll tell you, reading book is different, writing exam is different. Shriram, why exam writing is different? The reason is you can read it. You can read the newspaper. Okay, morning you read the newspaper, maybe 2 pages. Somebody come and ask you in this particular news, what is this particular question? You'll be surprised. Oh my God, I didn't read in the question format. I just read the message. There is a difference between just reading a message and reading for exam. Now that you will understand only when you write a weekly exam. In the weekly exam, some question will trigger you. When you answer this 40 questions in a weekly exam, you'll get a thought, oh my God, I didn't read this way. Now you'll go back and read. That's very important for a preparation process. And then in ShriLearning, you'll get the 5 full mock exams to get ready for the main exam. What is main exam, Shriram? Main exam is going to be 180 questions. It's going to be 230 minutes, nearly 4 hours. 4 hours, you'll write 180 questions to get yourself PMP certified. This can be on a center. You go to center means a place, you book the place, go write the exam. Or it can be a proctor based exam. What is proctor based? With your laptop at your home, you can write it. Now, you can't just go and write the exam because PMI Institute level is very high. What do you mean level? Standard. In fact, it's considered as one of the toughest exams in the world. List of toughest exams are there. In the list, PMI, PMP also is there. If that's the case, you have to practice boxing somewhere, right? You have a punch bag and punch it for a few times. The punching bag is mock exam. Mock means a simulation of the real exam. You will sit with 180 questions, answer those questions, see are you capable or you have to improve. That you have to practice. Then you go for the main exams. So point here is practicing exams are pretty important to make yourself comfortable towards the main exam. That's good. That's good. And what else you want? Okay, good. Why with the ShriLearning again? So I believe some of you following with us in the YouTube. We have hundreds and hundreds of success stories in the sense of people who cleared exams with the ShriLearning, which can help you to show how to clear it. It's not about telling somebody success. Success has some story behind that. How to read the books, how I went to the exam, and this success can help you a lot. Definitely, success story is something which you have to believe on it. In sports, this is very common. If somebody win in Olympics or Asian Games or Commonwealth Games, and this person will be taken as a role model to see what kind of diet he or she followed, what kind of practice they follow. So the next sports team will also follow the same, try to reach there. So the success stories are winners list who practice some habits. So we'll see what we can capture from their habits, which can be helpful for us. So we provide this also, which can be helpful for you. Good. So what all you get in the session? Quickly, you get certain factors in sessions like first thing, we do a live session. It happens on a weekend. You can listen to the session on Saturday, Sunday. You can be from any time zone. You can listen. We have made a time arrangement accordingly. You can sit and listen to the classes with us. Every class completes, we'll give the recording to you. So you can listen to the recording immediately. And you'll get a 35 contact hours from the class. Study material you'll get for the exam preparation. Application processing. This is the area many people cry. Oh my God, how to fill the application? Don't worry. We will help on the application until you go to the examination part. We'll be with you. Personal follow-up will be there. This is one specialty of ShriLearning. We will chase you. We'll be with you until you clear the examination. A study plan, what you saw now, it's given to you, and questions will be given to you. And this is a very important area. Some of you prepared for different practice exams, different competitive exams will come to know that exam needs practice. Without practice, it's pretty tough. So we will focus on this area as well. Super good. Let me see some of the questions, try to answer them. Okay, there is a question from Danny. Working personnel on service commissioning field, how possibly they will get benefits on this course? Obviously, it's a good question. So when you say working a professional on a service commissioning field, I'm sure in this field, you will have a potential of handling at the managerial track to do the service factor. You'll be a service manager or a service leader, right? Now, point here is whatever domain we are, whatever field we are, we need people, money, and some sort of deliverables to happen. Now, when I say deliverables, it could be of external people outside, or could be within your organization, some deliverables, or could be a service to the society. Whatever factor you are, there is an expectation. Can set of people join together, utilize some sort of money and time and deliver something outside? This is a very common thing. But how efficiently we do on that? For that reason, the field what you're talking here, you will spend time to learn about how to handle the requirement of somebody asking you internal to organization or the customer, or could be with your team members. You see how to connect people, money, time, requirement, and give the deliverable. For that reason, when you listen to these classes, you get an idea of managerial and leadership factor, two things, and you get an idea of a systematically approaching whatever work you do. It may be any work, you will form a habit of doing in a systematic approach, and your results will become predictable. Shriram, what is predictable? If your results are haphazard, 1 week you do a good job, next month you fail again. Again you fail, again you do a good job. So what happens is a trust level starts dropping down. Whereas when you learn the methodology of doing some work, here you may not need technical knowledge. You may not need to be an expert in something. You have to have a patience to listen to the class with an open mind, understanding about the people and the deliverable. Then you are better to go for these sessions. Hope that helps you, Danny. Okay, there is a question from Dharma. Since the PMBOK 7th edition is released, is there any change in the exam coming soon? Fantastic, good question. Now, this is a question not only from you, many of our students keep asking this. Now, PMBOK 7th edition was planned a long time back, supposed to release for various reasons got delayed. I will give this point here. PMI Institute has two departments. One department is book preparation and release department. One department is exam handling department, two departments. Okay. These two departments will have some connection with them, but not dependent on one another. Okay. So PMBOK 6th edition came in 2017. PMBOK 7th edition came just now. Fine, all good. Whenever this is happening, they work on an individual vertical. They release his books as project management guide. For whom it is helpful? Anyone in the world who want to learn management can take this book, flip the pages and start reading. No relation between the exam. That book is an open guide. You can keep in college libraries. You can keep in office libraries. Anybody can refer the page. Nothing to about exam. PMBOK. Okay. Whereas exam team work individually. They create something called ECU, exam content outline. They'll give some bullet points. These are the areas we expect somebody to have knowledge. Then we will consider them as project management professional. Like a doctor professional, you'll be considered as a professional only when you have these bullet points. These bullet points you can read in PMBOK. Nobody stops you. Apart from that, they're given 10 reference books. There you can go read. Apart from that, in real experience, you can gain it. So book what they launch is a different vertical and the exam is a different vertical. There is no relation to one another. So mentioning your point here, PMI has already released exam content outline for the current exam happening. This is what going to be there for next 4 to 5 years until any big change announced. So book is an added addition for your reading purpose. Hope that helps you. Okay. Dharma, so we'll be learning PMBOK on 6. Okay. PMBOK 6 is what you're going to learn. Dharma putting another question. How long is the class in the weekend? He's asking how long in the class in the weekend. Weekend, we do classes on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, it will be 4 hours of training. Sunday, again, 4 hours of training. In this 4 hours, exactly 2 hours, we'll give a break of 15 minutes. Then another 1 hour, 45 minutes, we'll have a classes. Post the class, we'll have a 45 minutes of Q&A session. Every Saturday and every Sunday, we'll have Q&A 45 minutes after the classes. So 4 hour, 45 minutes. If you want, you can be there, or you can be up to 4 hours and go. The recording will be shared with you. Right? It happens. Okay, Vijay is putting a question. Is it enough to attend 180 questions in 230 minutes? What's the biggest challenge during the exam? Of course, it's enough because exam pattern is like this. Each question can go 1 minute and 27 seconds, average 1 minute, 27 seconds. They made a better question. If a person has a normal English understanding, can answer this exam question. How to divide the exam is, if it is 230 minutes, you have to divide by 90, 70, 70. First 90 minutes will take 160 questions, then another 60, another 60. We will guide you as you start the classes with us, as you start getting close to the exam, we'll tell you how to do that, but it's highly possible because many people are clearing exam already. Okay, Shriram is asking, hey, you explained we need to refer 10 books. Kindly let me know if it's possible to cover all the books in 5 weeks of time. Also, we need to take 35 hours of online learning. Good, Shriram, that's a good question. No one in the world can cover 10 books. You can see only the cover of the book, nothing else you can do. What they see is whenever they use the word reference, you have to understand, you will not read all the content. They'll give the bullet points. These are the exam content outline. In this outline, please go and refer it. Reference. Please keep in mind reference. So you will see those pages, whatever you want in those books. But actually, there is a good book in the market called Rita 10th edition. Rita 10th edition covers most of the content what you want for the exam. So you no need to chase here and there. You can take that one book, Rita 10th edition, plus Agile Practice Guide from PMI. These 2 books are more than enough to clear this exam. Hope that's good for you. Okay, Nagarajan is asking, is there any levels in PMP exam? No levels are there. PMP, only one exam, one superstar. CAPM is there, right? Associate in Project Management. That is for the people less than 3 years of experience, college pass out, college students. Those are the people go for CAPM. If you have 3 years experience after college or some management knowledge, you'll go for PMP. There is one exam, no levels are there. Okay, there is a question from Mahesh. As PMBOK 7th is going to be applied after August 21, so exam will be, okay. Mahesh, I don't know where you got this confirmation. From August 21, something going to happen. If a PMI I mailed you, I'll be so happy if you share the email with us. But point here is nothing, nobody said anything going to change. For information, I appreciate your question. For information, PMBOK 7th edition is another book in the market. If you want, you can go and read. Without reading that also, you can clear the exam. That's a message. Definitely PMBOK 7th edition will have a good content. I was reading some content last week or yesterday. It is good. It has some content, but don't worry, that will impact the exam. Okay. Okay, great, fantastic, great, fantastic, good. See, one thing I want to give a confidence to most of you, this PMP has kept us a secret agenda for many people, and many get scared what to read, how to read, where to read. I'll tell you, it's nothing, very simple content. I don't know, unwantedly given too much of hype about the content. Content is very simple. When you come to the classes, you come to know that whatever you learn in a book, you already do in your day-to-day life. Maybe you don't know the English terminology of that. See, because we are not a born English people or not native English people. If you're native English people, chances are you know the words very well already. But if you're a normal person, you have different languages with you at your home or country, I'm sure you don't speak these words, languages in day-to-day life. You do, for example, you move from one place, city to another city, it's a project. You do a birthday party at a home, it's a project, right? You do a PMP exam, that itself a project. Now, we know we do project, but we don't know how do we manage the time, how do we manage the cost, how do we manage the people, we don't know. Also, we don't know the terminology, the jargons, what keywords, we don't know. For that reason, people have to learn this. Apart from that, there is nothing to worry in this. Management is a very simple thing. Management is every human being's like a breathing habit. You know that. But only thing is you have to put things together. It's all assorted here and there. Put things together and think as a leader. That's important. So in the classes, my responsibility is to make you think as a leader. Rest all you will do automatically. There are a number of books, but I'll tell you which book you have to focus. Maybe one or two books, focus it, easily clear it. It's not about getting only PMP, right? My intention is you have to become a leader. PMP should be one stepping stone. With this, you become a leader and start approaching the market. Within the next 5-6 years, you should go 3-4 times higher than what you thought. That should be the big goal, right? Hope that helps. Fantastic, great. Hey, thanks all for listening in the YouTube because it's a short discussion we planned quickly. And again, we started a little late because we had our PMP session today. It was jam-packed. We have to say thanks to all the viewers joined our classes. And today, I want to give a heads up on this video. The reason is there is a crazy demand for PMP in the market, but at the same time, lack of knowledge is there. Let this heads up be to kickstart for you. I know I didn't give all the information here within 1 hour, but I was able to give some basic information. Now reach out us. We'll be happy to help because we are in this industry for so many years. We know every corner of it, right? If you ask me, I'll tell you all the corner of PMP. I'll tell you all the corner of a PMI. I'll tell you what is the demand in the market, how a job description will look like for project manager, what kind of questions will come in the interview, how you should present. Sure, we know everything. No, at least I know a decent amount of things, and I would recommend you to reach out for help. We'll help you. An important thing I want to tell you is the conscious subconscious mind. This is my favorite area because of my psychology knowledge. I recommend people who look for PMP. First thing, set up in your mind, I'm PMP certified. Don't tell that I want to achieve PMP. In the sense of you tell I'm PMP, it means already you achieved it. Just a time travel you're going to do. For example, I say July 20th. It's a time travel of 10 or 15 days. I'm going to achieve it. When you set like this, it works really, really well. So why should you have to put this in my mind? The reason is you should know there is a demand. I showed you stats. It's not a fun stats, the real stats. Don't feel bad in 2030. Man, I should have done. It is something like a share market. If there is a share which value is going to go high and IPO has been released, you have to buy the share if it is going to go high. You didn't do that. After 10 years, you should feel, oh my God, I should have bought the shares. That feel, I'm seeing many of them giving already because already 4 or 5 years gone. Now, again, another 8 years going to lose. It's going to be tough. So you should be part of the race and part of the game to win it at a higher level. That's a point. Put in your mind, I'm PMP certified, right? That's good. Okay, one more question, we'll take it up. Nagarajan is putting in a YouTube telling that how to submit 4,500 hours of experience in project management. Okay, good. By the way, in application, there is a place where you have to fill your training. First thing, if you listen to ShriLearning, you will get 35 contact hours. That is for the training purpose. Now, if you have a college degree with you, or you have a diploma with you, different level of experience is given there. In the sense, 36 months you will show for the people who come from the college. More number of years, like 5 years of experience should be shown if you are coming with a school or a diploma. How to show this? There is a way of writing. If I worked in a project, for example, I'm in a company, telecom company, I did a telecom oriented project. There is a way of writing. People domain, what all I did. Process domain, what all I did. Business domain, what all I did. There is a way of doing. So what I will do is I will help you on your application filling process. We will work closely, what to fill, how to fill. In fact, I will verify your application before you submit. So application process, don't worry, but direct information to you is there will be boxes given on the website of PMI where you have to type and fill in what all you did in the project. But here, you no need to give your company address. You no need to give your company phone number, because many of the people got scared. Oh my God, do I need to give that? Are you going to call them? If that's worry is there, don't worry, nothing about it. But there is a way of writing. If you don't write it well, chances are they'll ask you for audit and ask you to verify more. Usually with our students, we'll sit and work with them on application. I never seen anybody got into audit. It'll be very easy and smooth process. Okay. Hope that helps you, Nagraj. Very good. Very good. Great. Fantastic. Just a quick recap of what we saw today. Today, I want to cover why PMP and why ShriLearning. More on why PMP. You have to understand there is a demand in the market. A big wave is coming. Get ready, right? Shriram, is it something marketing you're doing? Not at all. I'm already in a good job. I do it as my passion, taking classes to people over the weekend. So my passion is to help people understand and realize your own strength. Don't be a normal person who work in a job waiting for 5%, 10% hike. Start working towards yourself, where you become a person and company says that, can you stay with us? I'll pay more for you. Come to that level. How to come to that level? Realize what all needed in the market. PMP is one of the certificate. I'm not like PMP is the only thing. You have to learn your domain. You have to learn the technology, improve your interpersonal skills, do that stuff. But definitely PMP is going to become a big game changer because of the demand in the market. You can see 25 million people are needed. Million people have a not normal job. Manager and leadership, 25 million. It's a huge number. Demand is crazy high, whereas supply is very less. You know, many people are coming out of MBA schools. Then why very less? Qualified people. When I say qualified, talented people. Everybody will have degree. That's not talented, right? Some should have the knowledge. So that is why they have this kind of institutions have a tougher certificate, which makes sure you read it well, clear it well. Then they agree that this guy is a qualified guy, right? So that's the reason I tell that start working towards it. Great. Once again, thanks a lot for everybody joining here. I said about the why PMP needed the stars and why ShriLearning. Many of you know about us and keep following our YouTube channel. Give your likes and comments. And in this video, leave your comments, any questions. We'll be very much happy to help you. There is a phone number here. Rahul Gupta is our executive. Most of you know about who is Rahul. You can reach out directly over the phone number, WhatsApp, or we have an email. You can reach out. I'm also available to reach out over support@shrilearning.com, right? That's good. It's a great Sunday being with you all. I'm sure you enjoyed this program. Let know for more comments, more content you want to know about PMP. We will release more videos which can help you, right? I really appreciate on a Sunday morning or evening, you're sitting and watching live with us. We are so honored about it. Thanks a lot. Good wishes for a success. Always try to be a top leader. Don't be a mediocre person, because you have amazing knowledge. Realize the knowledge, tap it, open it, and rock the show. Good wishes for your success. And thanks for watching this video.